it would appear that Star Trek is closed for business, at least for right now, anyway. The sets for the cancelled Star Trek Starfleet Academy series are currently in the process of being dismantled, which of course was expected. But we're now hearing that the sets for Star Trek Strange New Worlds are also being torn down, and that news is a bit more significant because the proposed Star Trek Year 1 series about Captain Kirk's first year in command of the Enterprise, basically a sequel series to Strange New Worlds, was expected to make use of the same sets. If Strange New Worlds sets are being taken down, it likely means that Year 1 is not going to be happening. And that means that once Starfleet Academy's second season and Strange New Worlds' fifth season finish airing next year, because they're both going to conclude in 2027, that looks like the end of Star Trek for now. Or is it? This article is from Screen Rant. Sadly, the end of Star Trek is now official. Well, actually, if it is the end, I think it's a good thing, because if any franchise needs a nice long break, it's Star Trek. Now, I'm not going to read the whole article, just a few excerpts, but if you want to read the whole thing, it's linked below. It says, Trek Central reports that the sets for Star Trek Starfleet Academy are now being torn down. Star Trek Starfleet Academy was filmed at the Star Trek stage at Pinewood Studios, Toronto. There will be a local online auction for parts of the set on Friday. Additionally, Star Trek Strange New Worlds sets are also being taken down. Star Trek Strange New Worlds was filmed at CBS Stages Canada in Mississauga. During the 53rd Annual Saturn Awards in March, Star Trek Strange New Worlds executive producer and co-showrunner Henry Alonso Myers said that Star Trek Strange New Worlds sets were in storage, giving hope that the spin-off about Captain James T. Kirk, Paul Wesley, Star Trek Year 1, could happen. Those hopes are now dashed, with the Enterprise sets being torn down. So again, check out the full article linked below. So that looks like this particular era of Star Trek is coming to an end. Star Trek Starfleet Academy Season 2 and Strange New Worlds Seasons 4 and 5 are currently in post-production right now, but there's no new Star Trek series or film being shot at the present time. That means that when those two shows finish airing next year, there will be no new Star Trek in production at all. And while that would probably be in the best interest for the franchise, given how lackluster a lot of new Star Trek has been in recent years, it may not be the end just yet, because there are rumours, once again, and these are just rumours, about a Jonathan Archer-centric series, that Scott Bakula would return as the president of the newly formed United Federation of Planets, a kind of West Wing in space called Star Trek United. I've covered this story before, but it's gathering momentum again. Now, this was a proposed series by Enterprise writer and producer Mike Sussman. That rumour is gathering a lot of steam in recent days, and some people have speculated that a green light announcement is very possibly imminent. Now, I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon here. It is just a rumour, and there's nothing certain about it. I like the concept of this series. I like the idea of an older Archer coming back as the president of the Federation, and it would be a continuation of Enterprise. And I've talked about how Enterprise was cancelled before its time, and I would love for them to find a way of undoing the death of Trip Tucker, which that was undone in some of the expanded universe Enterprise novels, by the way. But I'd like to see that official in canon. But it all comes down to who is going to be showrunning and who's going to be writing and producing it, because the creative team running Star Trek right now needs to change, or else nothing will fundamentally improve. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Star Trek should just stop for the time being for the next few years? Or do you think it could be rejuvenated with a new, really strong series like this Star Trek United? Are you interested in seeing this show? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks very much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to The Dave Cullen Show. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.